Hi friends, family, and good timeline watching you here. I don't really know where to start this video. I have a lot of ideas and things that is boiling within me, so I'll just start by saying that I experience there is like a latency in my understanding. It's like it takes a while for it to sink in and for me to respond with integrity. Authenticity is being real. Perhaps I'm still caught up, in a whole lot of stories and the way that I perceive myself and how I act in order to get by in my day. But I am open to learning and to see myself more clearly, and I've been having that quite a lot these days, this week, this month, this life. It's an ongoing process. It's never gonna stop, really, right? So I'm in. I'm in for the journey. I'm in for the ride, and I'm gonna enjoy the living shit out of it for the best of my capacities and be a good person while doing so. Be a friend and enjoy. Anyways, I was thinking this latency part that I have this application that shows me which day it is, like internationally, and like what is going on in the world, basically what are being celebrated. And I like tapping into this because there's like this collective field or this collective web connecting to this specific day in all areas of the globe, and it creates some sort of interconnectedness, and I like that. So I use that as a little navigation tool sometimes to get a clearer intention for the day and how I can show up and how I can just enjoy the day to the fullest. And the other day it was confession day, and I couldn't quite see or understand. I was like, what is it for me to confess? Do I have a confession boiling within me? It wasn't too clear in the beginning, and now I see it a little bit more. And it has strong connections to guilt and shame, or like where I go in places of longing and loneliness, and I seek out connection in forms of instant pleasure or trying to connect somehow with porn. No, I saw the guy the other day, like the Pornhub t-shirt, and I was like, yeah, that's ballsy, without like bringing in that last night or the night I was tuning in to that website. I was like ashamed to say so, guilty for going that route. Also, like proud of how I'm managing to shut it out and not go to just full on ejaculation mode and just spread my seed out into nothingness, into this screen of this dull, somewhat empty trajectory. I don't know, I use sometimes a little bit of visual stimuli to just get me going, and then I love to circulate my energy and use the breath, my body, arousal and pleasure to see how I can open up my body and how I can allow the life force to flow more freely in that. So No, it's not ideal, you know. A lovely, the best is when I can just be with myself and just complete go into self-love and self-love practices by just touching and massaging myself in order to awaken that arousal and pleasure within without external stimuli. I don't need to go into like a screen in order to get that. I don't even need to go into fantasy in order to get that. There's just sensation base. So, and while I'm at it, there was also, speaking of latency, speaking of confessions, and the other day it was the International Potato Chip Day. I love potato chips. Goddamn. Just the day, last night, last evening, I downed the whole bag. Oh, goddamn. Waking up feeling so sluggish and heavy, and it's like takes a whole lot of my morning, and I really need to put an effort in order to get my juice flowing again, get my momentum, get my energy going, and it's like I'm punching myself. It's like I have to pay up for it in the morning. I go straight into Mortido, and then I wake up in the morning and I'll pay for it. So that's alright though. It's not the worst thing, I see somewhat why, and it was also important for me to enjoy, and I wasn't just like mindlessly shoving all of them in there, like that I could easily go that route and like almost like not breathing until it's empty. It's just like so I actually poured it up in a little bowl and I served myself, and I just enjoying the chips that are there. And, yeah, something something grounding with like both eating and a potato, and it's like, yeah. I think I went that route yesterday because I was having a plan and I steered off from my plan, and I can be open towards that, but I didn't even follow through on that, and I just became in this limbo, and all of a sudden I which I'm grateful for, I met this young man from Israel, and we had a deep conversation about service and being military, and what's going on in the world and how it is for him, and travels and all of these. It's like I'm very grateful to spend such an evening. We share dinner together, and just getting some insights and inspiration from how he sees in the world. But all of a sudden, I was in this conversation, and I got to a place of very like mind energy, and instead of going to kirtan, singing and circulating and vibrating, and instead of going to the jam session by the bonfire, I just felt the need to like integrate that meeting, even, to like come home and then sit down, use some holy herb in order to get deeper into practice, and like really meditate on the feeling that was arising in me, and see if I could just land a little bit in that. And it got revealed to me, what I've been neglecting a lot, and it might be surprising, and it even is to me, the spleen. The spleen in me has been totally neglected and forgotten. Even saying that, it's like moves me, it brings me like this beautiful spleen that often gets forgotten, that it's like not important, you don't it's not necessary for your survival, you can go about without it, but in order to fully thrive, I experience unhealthy spleen is to really make things clean. Like the I learned that the blood goes through there and cleanses whatever toxins is moving through in the blood, and it restores it and creates this healthy blood cells again that can go around, and makes a whole lot of sense. And I experienced that all the worries, all the thoughts, all the toxins that we have in terms of the mental, emotional, physical, anything that flows through the body goes through the blood circulation system, and the spleen somehow helps to cleanse that. So it's like fascinating revelation to just be with me and the spleen, and I was just holding myself like that, like, oh my god, giving some thanks and gratitude and just be with the spleen. And that was an anchor, it really brought me back to this present moment and grounding myself in the experience without going too deep into the somatical of whatever I experience in terms of physical misalignment, pain, nerve tension, or even emotional intensity that comes with that, and all floods of emotions. The spleen just flooded that clean, and even when I'm going into a mental state of like trying to figure things out way too much, I'm like back to spleen, just breathing some space into that area, and it's like yeah, I'm grateful just experienced that. So even this morning I had the deeper practice still with that, so I'm curious to see what else I can explore in my relationship with the spleen, and how it can support a more healthy and stable and well life with well-being, and I wish that for all of you, for all of us. Wish us to be healthy, clean, free from suffering and ill will. We can trust this world and hold ourselves in compassion. We can meet each other's pain, suffering, ignorance with loving compassion and radical acceptance. I wish for us all to be truly happy and free. With love, much love, truth. Stay blessed, y'all.